I'd like to ask a question regarding the Visegrad cooperation, that is Czechia, Poland, Slovakia, and Hungary. You highlighted the importance of economics and population. Together, these four countries are the third largest in the European Union, with 68 million people, with the fifth largest economy in the European Union, and on the world stage, with the 12th largest economy. So in our place, what is your playbook to us so that we can become the regional hegemon of Europe as the Visegrad Group? Köszönöm. Thank you.
Well, the problem that argument faces is that we live in a world where the most powerful political ideology is nationalism. And that means that we live in a world that's populated by nation states that care greatly about their sovereignty. And they're willing to form institutions, and they're willing to follow the rules that those institutions come up with. But they are not willing to surrender their sovereignty. This should be music to the ears of the audience. But just think about Brexit. Brexit tells you that the British, even though they joined the European Union, remained a sovereign state because they had the ability, they had the authority, right, to pull out of the European Union if they thought that was the right thing to do. Hungary could pull out of the European Union. What this tells you is that clusters of states can form institutions, but they can't create a new nation state. Just think about Europe. People will often say to me, you know, you got the United States here, Europe there, and Russia here. I say, what's Europe? Europe's not a state. It's a collection of states. I want to know, what do the Germans think? What do the French think? And so forth and so on. Europe's not a state, right? So you can take a bunch of relatively small countries in Central Europe, and you can form a military alliance, or you could form, you know, an economic institution that was very powerful as well, a mini EU, a mini NATO, what have you. But you still would not be creating a state. And a hegemon is a state. States are what matter in international politics. Again, nationalism. Nationalism is the most powerful political ideology on the planet. And the concept of a nation state is the embodiment of nationalism, right? So the fact of the matter is that for the foreseeable future, I believe almost forever, right, Europe is going to be comprised of a series of states. The cast of characters may change over time, but it's going to be dominated by states. And Europe, as a single entity, is never going to happen. And by the way, you know my theory, because I've laid it out for you now. My theory says that if Europe, the EU, were to become a nation state, it would be a regional hegemon, right? It would be a regional hegemon. The United States would go to enormous lengths to wreck that nation state. You understand, the United States has talked about this. The United States does not want a united Europe, a Europe that is a powerful single state, because it would be a threat to us.